on as well.
Good morning.
Yes, good to talk to you as well. Travis and Bonnie, we'll get to you two in a little bit. I want to start with Ashley because I understand you have an annual 5K happening tomorrow. Talk about this 5K.
Yes. So during the last quarter of the school year, we train the students to run 3.1 mile. And along with like perseverance and endurance and nutrition, proper running techniques, the students get super excited for this race every year. And it's a really big accomplishment for those kids who may not be normal athletes or normal runners. And they're able to go out and try and achieve something that they may not have thought that they could.
No, that's really cool. And I think what also kind of helps this stand out is that, there is that you kind of put on this, process to get to that point of running the 5K and teaching the skills to get there. How much, talk about the difference that makes in the students, compared to comparing where they start the class to where they end up.
So I have a lot of students who are like, I can't run, I can't do this. And then at the end they can. So that shift of mindset of the I can't goes away. And then they can realize that they can do anything. It's not just about running, it's about life in general. And if they can run a 5K in junior high, they can do anything in life. And so that's the biggest shift mentally for a lot of our kids, is realizing they can do the hard things. And it just takes a little perseverance and pushing themselves a little bit more, and they're able to do that. And I have a lot of kids who are, like I said, aren't runners. And at the end, they're like, oh, I can go out for a run and I'm not going to be sore or winded because they've trained for it. So that's one of the biggest joys I see, is those kids being able to finish at the end when they thought they couldn't.
No, that is super cool. And again, just the process, the outcomes at the end. So yeah, so the 5K is tomorrow. You've had the class. I know you're a science teacher. Now, are you teaching this class?
Yes, I have taught this class the last 7-8 years, but we've had a 5K since 2011. It's actually an elective. So outside of my normal classes that I teach, this is my 9th hour class. So we offer various electives here in the junior high, and this is one of them that they get to choose to join. We have, like I said, lots of others, but no, so this class has been going on since 2011, 2012 school year. 2 teachers started it then, and we've just kept it as an annual tradition since then.
Okay, nice. And I know you've talked about kind of what the class is about beyond just running a 5K. Was that sort of, if you've been told about this, is that like kind of the inspiration for starting the class, or was it, more about like, getting students moving and, a little bit healthier? What was that?
I think it's actually both. So when the class first started, I know there's a lot of runners actually in Pana. We have a lot of marathon runners in our town, and it was parents of some of the kids, and so they decided to start the class. And getting the kids up and moving, and that extra health aspect is huge too. And we actually take the entire school out to watch, and the entire building, and now our grade school being so close, they're able to come out and support us as well. So our 5K route kind of runs through all of our campuses, and so it adds that to it, and just showing that support piece and getting our kids to cheer on the other kids is also a big part of it as well.
Oh, that's so great. You got the grade school kids. What about like parents and community members? Do you typically see a lot of them?
Actually, I've had several parents email me or message me this morning and asking where they can stand at on the route. So I actually have community members and parents that will be farther out in our route, not quite close to campus, but far out where we need somebody to like encourage the kids. So yes, I actually have quite a few parents and community members that are going to be stationed along our route and then come to the end when we finish on our track.
No, that's just beautiful. I mean, you were talking about kind of the effect it has on the students, on the runners who kind of take part in this, but now it sounds like, you're also bringing the community together. What does that mean in the grand scheme of all of this?
Having community support in our schools is huge. It also just involving them and letting them have that piece allows us to continue to do projects like this and other projects. So we are actually running in honor of the Tanner Jacobs Foundation this year. This is actually the second year we're running for that foundation. They buy our kids' shirts for us every year now, and it's because Tanner Jacobs still holds our record for our 5K for our boys. So his dad actually comes in and his mom comes in, and we make it a bigger thing. So connecting more of that community piece is huge with that as well, because that foundation is young and it is growing. So being able to bring in those people and showing the kids that this is something they can do even after high school is huge.
No, that is super cool. So, no, really happy to hear about this. Best wishes as well to the runners who are doing this tomorrow in the 5K at Pana Junior High School. I've been talking in this segment with Ashley Keeling, a science teacher for 8th grade at Pana Junior High School. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from our other two guests, Travis Pierce and Bonnie Sowarsh, about something else really cool that happened just recently at Pana Junior High School. That will be on the other side of this break here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
FD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and Chicago wheat all higher at this hour. July corn up 3.5, 478 3/4. September corn up 2 3/4, 484 1/2. And December new crop $5 1/2, up 2 3/4. July beans up 7.5, 12.20 1/2. August beans up 7 1/4, 12.15 1/4. New crop November $12 1/2, up 5 3/4. July Chicago wheat up 17 1/4, 651 1/4. September KC wheat up 18 3/4, 716. July bean meal 326.40, up $1.60. July bean oil up 90 cents, 74.64. Livestock trade, May feeders up 32 cents, 368.72. June live cattle up 205, 251.45. May lean hogs up 7 cents, 90.95. Energy market, July Brent crude oil 107.67, crude 37.
Could you use some extra cash in your savings account? Then you need to sign up for People's Bank and Trust Save by Spending's Roundup program. I'm Julie Sanchez with People's Bank and Trust. Simply use your debit card like you always do, and we will round up your purchases to the next dollar. The extra change is then transferred to your savings account. There's never been an easier way to save. Call 888-PBT-1954 today to find out more. People's Bank and Trust, we put you and your savings first. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Brian Booth at Bob Ridings in Pana. We hope you had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We're here to start the year off right. We had a huge success on our year-end super sale, which made lots of room, and we have a huge selection of fresh inventory moving forward, and we are ready for another great year of 2026. Find us online at bobridingspana.com or call us at 217-562-3986.
Compare with us, compare with us, we're closer than you think.
Spring just has a way of putting a little more energy into everything. Brighter days, warmer air, and more reasons to get out and enjoy it. Your home should keep up with that. At Hickory Point Garden Homes, you'll have your own one-story duplex with bright open spaces, a private patio, and neighborhood walking paths just outside your door for that perfect stroll in the spring sunshine. You can spend less time managing your home and more time enjoying the warm spring days ahead. See what that feels like at Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth, Illinois, and step into comfortable living for $55 and better.
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills and backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Schedule an appointment today by calling Blakely Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing at 824-4684. That's 824-4684. Bryant, whatever it takes.
WTIM.
And this is the WTIM Pana Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Ridings Pana, and Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I've been talking to some folks from Pana Junior High School. We heard in the first segment from Ashley Keeling, an 8th grade science teacher, about the 5K that's going to be happening tomorrow. I want to turn our attention now to our other two guests. Travis Pierce, an 8th grade language arts teacher, and Bonnie Sowarsh, a school counselor, both, of course, at Pana Junior High School, because you folks were recently involved in orchestrating a career day that took place back on the 1st of May. And first, I just love a little overview of what the day is like, or what it was like, and how you got students involved.
Well, first of all, a little bit of history. This is Bonnie and I's 17th career day we've done together, and it'll be our last because I'm retiring in 2 weeks. And we start off big. Back in the day, we would have over 50 speakers. I mean, universities didn't have career days this big. And then, of course, COVID came along. We downsized it. And this year we bumped it back up. We had 18 speakers, and the students all went to 4 different sessions. And as Bonnie mentioned to you earlier, this one was special too because it's an alumni version. Every speaker we had was someone who came to career day as an 8th grader themselves, which means the great majority of them are in their 20s, and they volunteered their time. They took off work in many instances, many during their busiest seasons, and to come in and give back to our 8th graders.
And it was cool just to see, because we did ask all of our presenters, if you can remember, what year did you attend Career Day? Do you remember the speakers? Did it inspire you? We were just really trying to let the kids know what a successful future can look like. And we were so proud of our past students. I mean, that just made the day even more special, seeing them all come back and being so energetic and happy about their careers. And it really brought it full circle for us.
No, it sounds like it. So, like, how many of them, if you possibly recall, were like students under you folks, back when they were students?
All of them. A couple of them were from Nokomis. We had Nokomis kids come over. The St. Pat's kids at the Catholic school in our town, Pana, had come over. So they all were, and that was the point. That was first. Bonnie started cooking this up a couple years ago. She said, for your last career day, I wanted to be kids who actually went to career day, and they knocked it out of the park. So from a speaking standpoint, I do a career unit in my language arts class. They write a cover letter. They do a job interview, and then I make them do a slideshow. I said, what if you have to come speak somewhere? And so they got to see that. And again, these speakers were amazing.
And from like the counseling standpoint, I help these 8th graders transition to high school. So for me, Career Day is a high school transition activity. So I ask all the speakers to talk about what classes you might want to take in high school if you want this career. And then as the kids are listening to these speakers, then I have them come back and tell me, hey, I listened to the ag speaker. Do you think it's possible for me to get in the ag class next year? So I let them adjust their class choices to really help them engage and making their high school work for them.
No, that's great. And it sounds like you're starting this right as kids are going into high school. Talk about the importance of thinking about careers like at this particular time as opposed to, earlier or later.
At this time, if you look at like the career curriculum, 8th graders would be in what you consider the exploratory phase, where we just want to expose them to different careers to get them thinking. And so the way we have our career day set up is they are able to choose the speakers they listen to, and we tell them, pick a career you're interested in, pick a career you've never heard of, to learn more about. And we run them through career interest inventories to give them some input, and so they better understand what they might be good at.
And I can give you a little a range here. What we had nurse, mind you, these kids I call them are still in their 20s. Nurses, cosmetologists, an embryologist, a lineman from Ameren, police officer, chiropractor, construction site manager, plumber, marketers, welders. We had a female welder. You wouldn't believe the number of girls in my language arts class when we went to our career unit who want to be a welder. And so we were lucky enough to have a female welder there as a role model. EMT, teacher, landscaper, pharmacist, animal groomer. It was quite a range.
Nice. No, that is super cool that you got all those different voices. And I remember you were saying that like when these now alums were in the career day themselves. They felt inspired, and judging by like everything you've mentioned in terms of what they were talking about, what they were saying, who knows? It sounds like my prediction is that the eighth graders today might feel a bit of inspiration and got it paid forward to them. We do have to cut it off right here. Ashley Keeling, Travis Pierce, Bonnie Sowarsh, all at Pana Junior High School. Thank you three for coming on.
Thanks, Reed.
Thank you.
Happy
Thanks
to
for
be
having
here.
us.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM Taylorville.